Are you afraid to answer your phone? Does every call seem to be from a creditor, a debt collector? Are you getting embarrassing calls at work? The creditors do not have all the rights. Hey, I'm Ann Shaw, a Maryland attorney with the law firm of Shaw and Crowson, PA. I'm not your attorney, but I'm providing this information because I think it's important information you need to know. I think you need to know what creditors cannot do. If you owe money, a creditor can sue you and get a court judgment. But no creditor can garnish your wages or take money out of your bank account without first getting a court judgment. No creditor can automatically make you responsible for somebody else's death. And if you lose your spouse, if your husband or wife dies, you are not automatically liable for his or her debt. Not in Maryland. You have no legal obligation in Maryland to talk to debt collectors over the phone. The only purpose of a collection call is to get money from you. You do not have to tell a debt collector where you work, where your bank account is, or provide any other personal information. In fact, you don't have to talk to them at all. You can just not take the call, or you can just hang up. You can tell the debt collector not to call you at work or not to call you at all, to only communicate in writing. You have other protections. There is both a state and a federal Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and the Federal Consumer Financial Protection Bureau also regulates abusive credit collection procedures. There is a statute of limitations in Maryland. That means that if a debt is too old, the creditor cannot generally get a judgment against you in court. But again, if you are sued, you have to defend. You have to go to court and tell the judge how old the debt is. Creditors try to trick you into making a payment or signing something in writing to start the statute of limitations all over again. You need to be wary. You also need to be wary of debt consolidation offers that you meet online. These out-of-state companies very often take your money and promise you that they're going to pay your debt for pennies on the dollar. Mostly, you lose your dollars and all you get is poorer. Only a Maryland attorney can represent you in a Maryland court. If your debt problem is a really big one, don't be afraid to find out about bankruptcy. Bankruptcy isn't awful. Bankruptcy isn't shameful. It is your legal right to get rid of old debt and start fresh. Your bankruptcy discharges most of your debt, and those debt collectors can never call you again. People are afraid that if they file bankruptcy, they will lose everything. Maryland has exemptions. Most people who file for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy in Maryland don't lose anything. Find out what your rights are. Don't be bullied by creditors. Don't be afraid to answer your phone. Don't quiver every time your phone rings.